If you are watching this video, you are wanting some helpful tips and tricks for completing your District of Distinction video, and particularly for this video, the component of the vision and mission statement. So to dig in a little deeper, should you need some more tools to completing this through the national model, the vision statement, which I will show some examples here in just a little bit, is a statement that describes the future world, 5 to 15 years out in the future, where best possible student outcomes are achieved. So thinking about running into your students in the grocery store 15 years down the road, what positive outcomes or best case scenarios would they have as part of their life, their attributes, their mindsets? We want you to include your school and district vision statement or a statement explaining why it isn't provided. We hope to see some alignment with the school and district vision statement, or including explanation regarding the lack of alignment. For the mission statement, this is a different type of a statement. This is describing the school counseling program's overarching focus or purpose. So essentially how you're doing the work each day to get to that vision statement, to help those students reach those best possible positive outcomes. So this is a statement ensuring all students benefit from a comprehensive school counseling program, that they have access to that program, but also emphasizes equity and success for all students, and also emphasizes long-range results for every student. Like the vision statement, we want you to include the school or district mission statement. Again, a statement explaining why it's not provided, but also if you do provide it, being able to see some alignment with your school or district mission statement. For the reflection, we want you to be able to give 2 or more examples of how the vision statement was influenced by the 7 mindset standards from the ISCA School Counselor Professional Standards and Competencies. So this is where it can be very confusing. We're talking about the professional standards, not the student standards. So we want you to be able to write this reflection based on the 7 mindset standards that you can find on ISCA's website. These professional standards and competencies help ensure whether new or experienced school counselors that they are equipped to establish, maintain, and enhance a school counseling program addressing academic achievement and career planning, but also our social emotional development. These standards can be used in a variety of ways, including school counselors being able to self-assess their own mindset and behaviors. They can use it to formulate appropriate professional development plans, growth areas. School administrators can use it to guide recruitment and selection of competent school counselors for their programs, or to be able to develop more meaningful performance appraisal for their school counselors within their building or district. School counselor education programs can also establish benchmarks for ensuring school counseling students graduate with the knowledge, skills, and attitudes needed to develop a comprehensive school counseling program. If you haven't created a vision statement for your program yet, it'd be great to look over these 7 mindsets and think about how they could inspire you to create that vision statement. Again, of that best case scenario, positive outcomes for students. If you could dream up big for what your students would be in a future world, how could it be inspired by these mindsets as a school counselor? Thinking about 2 examples with the 7 mindsets, being able to say that every student's going to graduate from high school prepared for post-secondary opportunities as part of a vision statement, thinking about what that means, that they were prepared for post-secondary opportunities in the global world with social awareness, thinking about how school counselors being leaders in the school district, state, and nation could lead to thinking for our students in a vision statement that they would be equipped to be leaders in their communities and in the global workforce and their families. Also thinking about how our 3 domains as a part of our mindset standards can contribute to a vision statement regarding our students. That is what that pertains to. Another part of the reflection is giving 2 or more examples of how the school counseling program addresses equity and access for every student. So that's really important to think about. While also meeting these benchmarks here, how do you emphasize that? What does it look like? This can be a list of examples. This can be a description of at least 2 examples of how your program addresses equity to ensure equity, or maybe how you would address inequity, but also how you address access for every student to your school counseling program. Lastly, give 3 examples of how the vision and mission statements are communicated to stakeholders. So a few examples I would share as part of our school counseling program is that I share our vision and mission statement with our advisory team in faculty meetings, whether through a Bitmoji, a fun, engaging slideshow. This is something that I would have up before a parent meeting. This could be an example of one. You also can showcase having your vision and mission on your school counseling website. This is another great example of how you communicate your vision and mission in tandem to your stakeholders. A lot of times I think if you're sharing your vision, you're also sharing your mission. Like I mentioned, they kind of go in tandem together. I also could share that we have ours posted outside our counseling office, large for everyone to see. That would be another great example of how you showcase and communicate yours to stakeholders. But for your program, what do you guys do? Do you share it in a newsletter? Do you share it through student presentations? This is where you get creative and unique to your program. When we think about vision and mission, in order to know how to begin, it's also important to know where it fits into the national model. If you have already written your vision and mission and you're comparing it to the requirements in the District of Distinction application, you might have to do some editing. Maybe your mission statement didn't ensure equity and access for all students. That might be a part of rewriting it. Maybe it's time to work with your department, or if you are a team of one, being able to sit down and really reflect if your current vision and mission work with the requirements of the national model. If we think about where this belongs in the national model, you will see that vision and mission belong under program focus in the manage diamond. It's very important that manage, I kind of like to describe it as the meat and potatoes of the national model. It fits the most amount of our national model best practice work under the manage component, because so much of how we manage our program, if we're able to manage our programs efficiently, then we're able to deliver and do direct and indirect services effectively. I've already mentioned how vision statements communicate the ultimate outcome for your students in the future world, how it reflects school counselors' agreed upon beliefs and worldview based on those 7 mindset professional standards. So again, a well-written vision statement drives and inspires the work of school counselors. It also aligns, hopefully, with the vision of the school that your program is a part of and your school district. Mission statements can be more of your why you do what you do each day in order to provide those ultimate outcomes for your students at the end of their K-12 experience. You want to create one focus or one purpose in the development and implementation of that comprehensive school counseling program. That vision statement is more clear, concise, specific. We have some sample vision statements here that you can pause so that you can read through it. My program, you can see our example below. How I started is I just created a brainstorm of attributes and characteristics that I would dream up, even for my own children, but for my students. What would I hope to see if I ran into them in the future? What are those best case, dream big, positive outcomes that I would want to see? So if you can see in the bottom example, you can see that my brainstorm probably included phrases or attributes like college and career awareness and readiness, 21st century skills, being able to create, or creative, innovative, problem solving, empathy, healthy coping strategies, resilience, growth mindset, positive inclusive change agents, leaders, perseverance, social emotional learning, productive and engaging partnerships, cultural acceptance, global awareness, confidence. Those were all attributes started in a brainstorm, and then I was able to piece it together into a vision statement. Here you can see a sample mission statement from our program. So you can see the mission statement from our school district, from our school building, and then how I try to align with those missions and infuse it as part of a counseling program mission. What I do each day, my why, to help our students reach that vision. You can pause it now to be able to read that more in depth. All of our components and reflections are coming straight from the requirements needed to apply for RAMP, Recognized ISCA Model Program. If we are helping our districts and school counseling programs to follow the ISCA National Model, which is research-based, and if they are using these exact components to be able to recognize schools for their comprehensive efforts and exemplary work, then we want to follow those components and those standards. So you can see in this RAMP rubric that when we look at the vision and mission statements, we're asking for the same components and requirements so that if you complete this District of Distinction application, you are well on your way to translating that data, that reflection, these best practices into a RAMP application, should you want to pursue that. But remember, the ultimate goal is having a comprehensive data-driven program. And if you're able to put that best work into a District of Distinction application, we would implore you to check out the RAMP portal and be able to submit your work for RAMP, because you will be doing that work and well on your way to finishing a RAMP application when you finish District of Distinction. So you can see here the same requirements for a vision statement, the vision reflection, a school counseling mission statement and that mission statement reflection, but then also that general reflection.